Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it is for Thursday, the 5th day of February. Here we go. When we make the Friday night Kiddush, it is considered a great honor to Shabbos, that Kiddush that we're making. We're proclaiming the holiness of Shabbos. We're doing it over a cup of wine, and we are literally sanctifying the Shabbos with this activity. Therefore, it would be most appropriate that it not be kind of like upstaged by anything else at the Shabbos table. At the time that you make Kiddush, the Kiddush is like the full focus of everything that we're doing. That's the way it's supposed to be halachically. Therefore, it's kind of fascinating that that the challah even is allowed to be there on the table, because really that is upstaging. I'm serious. And halachically speaking, it's upstaging the Kiddush just by being there, presenting what it's going to do for the Shabbos meal just moments after the Kiddush. And you probably know that's one of the reasons that we cover up the challah. So, but we're here to just explain in today's halacha is why it's done that way. Why don't we just leave the challahs off the table, period, and not get in the face of the Kiddush, which is supposed to have the full, attention at that moment? And why do we allow the challahs to be there and do that shtick of covering them up? So there are a couple of reasons given for it. First of all, you know that halachically speaking, if at the beginning of Shabbos the only thing on the table is, as Shabbos begins, is the lit candles, then the table becomes a base to the lit candles, which are muktzah, and thereby, since it started Shabbos in a muktzah state, even after the candles would go out, that table would be muktzah the rest of Shabbos, couldn't be moved or anything like that. And that's one of the reasons that we like the challah to be there at the beginning of Shabbos, long before Kiddush, covered over and everything, so that the table becomes a base not just for the muktzah candles, but for the candles and the challah, and that way the whole thing just presents much, much better. And it does not become a basis just to muktzah candles, and therefore it's totally allowed to be moved. Also, setting the table with things like challah, etc., does show that we have a great anticipation for the whole activity of Shabbos, and that's something that we don't want to be remiss about, and therefore it is a good idea to have the challah on the table, according to this opinion, covered up so that it's not going to upstage the Kiddush, but still have it on the table, because that gets to show that we have great anticipation for the holiness of Shabbos, and we want to accomplish that too. According to Kabbalah, deep mystical things, having the challah there on the table enhances the holiness of Shabbos also, and therefore we do not want to have them just sitting off on the sidelines, because the holiness of the lechem mishnah, the double loaves, also adds a Kabbalistic sense to the Shabbos that we would like to have accomplished while the Kiddush is going on. And in order to not have that upstaging go on, the Kiddush is kind of trumped by other fancy things. Therefore we have the challah there, but we cover it. But tell you the truth, to have all the other tables sitting, all the other foods, sitting out there on the table is not really 100% appropriate, because that does somewhat, in some ways, distract from the great honor that we're giving to Shabbos with the Kiddush. So at Kiddush, you can have the table set. That shows the anticipation and everything. But the only food that should be according to most, the only food that should be there is the challah, and the challah itself, even at that point, should be covered. You kind of knew this probably, but now you know the deeper reasons as to why it's arranged in that way, that the challah is there, but even though it's there, it's covered. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.